back. Okay, this.
Check out the ball control.
I just love playing with balls in the morning, so let's just try this.
Go for it.
Okay, I can't. You try spinning it round and round.
Right. Oh, just hit the microphone. Okay, obviously not so hot. We are probably not going to be having great careers in basketball anytime soon. But some people who are, of course, you know, doing very, very well in Malaysia, actually. You're a big Malaysian basketball fan.
Only recently, I have to admit. Yeah. Cal Dragons, you go.
Have you got the T-shirt?
I do.
Oh.
I've got all.
Wow. Okay. Well, here to tell us a little bit more about the ASEAN Basketball League and the high-performance sports action that goes on there, we actually have a guest on set with us today.
That's right. We've got the CEO of ASEAN Basketball League, Mr. Kuhan Foo. Good morning, Kuhan.
Good morning.
How are you feeling today? I know it's a lot of people are still a little bit confused, but perhaps you'd like to tell us in a nutshell what the ABL is all about.
Okay. The ASEAN Basketball League is basically a combination of two companies joining together, Tune Group, which is Tony Fernandez, and eLive Entertainment from Indonesia, who saw a need for maybe fast-tracking the growth of sports in the region.
See.
So what we're trying to do is to get professional bodies, team owners from companies, to take ownership of clubs and teams and to drive it forward. So in terms of professional management, accountability, P&Ls, funding, and marketing. What we realized is because many sports in the region are sort of association-based, so they're not very marketing savvy. So they don't understand how to gel commercial terms with running an event.
Which, of course, people like the Americans and the English are very, very good at.
Yeah, very good at. So we're trying to bring a little bit of that here to the region and to see how we go. But also it works hand in hand with development, which we need to see that. So the whole reason for the league is almost, it's funded by professional sports, but it trickle-down effect to the development angles that we're looking at. Because every club that we're looking at is supposed to have junior development leagues for an under-14 and under-17, which leads up to it. In the long run, what we want to show is you can have a kid who starts playing maybe for fun at 14, but who works his way up the ranks to, say, under-17 and goes up into a senior squad. Already what we're seeing is most of the clubs already paying higher salaries than a normal player would play in the country. Normal players now at least are playing longer. Our league lasts 5 months. Most local leagues, national leagues, run about 3 to 4 weeks in the country. So what we have now is the best players in each country in the whole of ASEAN playing longer with high-level competition among themselves, with better coaches, better training and all that kind of stuff. So we're hoping to at least raise the level of national players, while at the same time to kickstart a proper development program which can show a child, if you're really good enough, you can move through the ranks and earn a living as well.
So this is basically putting the professional back into professional sports?
Yes.
Okay.
I like the way you put it.
No, seriously,
How many countries are involved in the league?
We have 6 countries now. Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Brunei, and the Philippines.
Okay.
Just a quick one. The teams are made up of different combinations. I think Indonesia and Philippines are made up of professional clubs already playing in their professional leagues.
It's huge.
It's huge in the Philippines, and it's quite not bad as well in Indonesia. It's run quite well as well.
What are the Indonesians known as again?
Satria Muda.
Satria Muda, that's right. Okay.
The Thai team is made up of, the bulk of it is made up of the 2 best players, from the 2 best clubs in Thailand. Brunei and Malaysia and Singapore are essentially made up of the core national team players. Because our local leagues are not as huge, not as big, as competitive.
But we're working on that.
Yeah, working on that as well.
Okay, right. So, I mean, how just, you know, as a bit of background, how popular is basketball in the country?
It's actually not too bad. When you look at the following, it's an urban legend that is supposed to be a Chinese sport only. But what you realize is there's a huge urban market which actually watches it. These are the kids who watch NBA, turn up at schools with your Lakers shirts.
Well, a lot of people who studied in America as well and fell in love with it over there.
So that's what we're seeing now. Because of the additional marketing, if you come to a game now, say the KL Dragons game, you'll see, I think, minimum 40% non-Chinese. First time. Because the urban market and because of the marketing done by the team, they're attracting a whole different demographic. So that's why we're hoping to go beyond the region as well. So every country, in a way, has to seek out new target markets and urban to build up their target.
So how's the format for ABL? I mean, who goes against who? What is
how does it sort of...
It starts off with, because of 6 teams, we play sort of triple home and away. Everybody plays each other. So everybody plays about 15 games per 15 in total. So once they finish off the prelims, the final 4 teams go into the playoffs, which is sort of like the semi-finals. So they play the best of 3, and the winners go into the finals, which is the best of 2.
Okay, right.
Sorry, best of 5.
Best of 5.
So where
are we right now in the process?
We're sort of almost, we're halfway through.
Okay.
The first round, the preliminaries, will finish by end of January.
So this is still the home and away
still,
kind of like, okay, right.
So we should finish, everybody should finish off in end of Jan.
So how many games have been played already so far?
About 8.
Each team has played about 8.
Now.
Okay, all right. And how are the teams doing so far?
It's quite good, actually. What we're doing is now the teams are hitting their stride because they found their momentum, they're getting used to each other.
Right.
Many of the players, which is in the good sign, many of the import players have never played in Asia before.
Right.
So they're coming in here because it's new challenges, it's something different, they're coming here to play. For the first time, a lot of the countries are using more Filipino players. Most of the ASEAN countries would normally get maybe 2 Americans, and all they populate it with all locals.
Right.
But because of the sheer competitive of the league, they're trying to get more Filipinos in as well.
Is there a sort of a rule as to how many imports you can have versus how many?
The total squad is 12.
Right.
They get 2 imports, full imports, or the internationals, which can be anywhere from the world.
Okay.
And then 3 more from an ASEAN country, which pretty much makes it from the Philippines at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, so
and
it's
then
5
the rest
imports.
have to be from the home country.
And the other 7 is from the home
Which one, when you first started out, of course, Philippines being really huge basketball sport fanatics, we always thought that, you know, the Filipinos would do really well, but there have been some surprises, actually.
Yeah, because I think in a way it's, again, it's a very close league. The Filipinos, they're good as well, but what they've done is that team has brought in a lot of college players as well.
Right.
So they may have the enthusiasm, the strength, but the experience slightly less, but they're still as good. I mean, they're still better than most of the teams anyway.
In terms of the coaching and stuff, do they have an edge on that because they've been doing it
coaching
longer?
Again, because I think on average a Filipino league or team or player can play the whole year round.
Right.
It's very competitive. So you may finish one league and move on to something else and all
just because they have more access to them. Right,
so they play more.
So they've got more training, etc.
And I think many of the clubs in the Philippines, they send their coaches and their players to the States. Either incentive trips and all that for training. So I know some of them go, even the college teams, they would spend in a boot camp in the States or something for maybe 3 weeks to a month.
Wow, so they're
before they come
hardcore
back.
serious
very
about this,
hardcore.
right.
But they're all new teams, right? All 6 countries, they're all new teams. It's just that the Philippines probably had more
this team is
because I know the Malaysian team is totally new.
But it's essentially the core is still the Malaysian national team.
I see.
So what they've got is they normally play with 2 Americans anyway. So what they've done, if something different, is they have 3 Filipinos.
Oh, I see.
Indonesia is an existing team which plays in the league. The Singapore team, Slingers, is an existing team which used to play, funnily, in Australian Basketball League, but based in Singapore. It was a unique concept. But what they realized is just logistically it was just crazy. So they came out now and they're playing within our league. The Filipino team, the core players are from a company called the Harbour Centre. They've been the amateur league champions for the past 7 years. So what they've done is, it's the same team, but they've sort of rebranded themselves as the Philippine Patriots for our league, the ABL League.
Right. So we've got a game coming up soon, haven't we?
This is coming Sunday on the 13th of December. 5 p.m. at the Maba Stadium. It's KL Dragons versus the Thailand Tigers.
Right, okay.
How's the support been so far with regards to your fan base? And not just in Malaysia, because I know in Malaysia we see it here, but in other countries?
It's fantastic. I mean, at the moment it's building on what they have. So, for example, Indonesia, they already have their fan base who are used to local competition. So now they're increasing it by people who they love to see the inter-regional competitiveness and the rivalry. Ideally that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to have the regional rivalry scenario going. So that's what we have. Besides KL attracting the urban market, what's happening now in Singapore, because you have the expatriate community which is used to NBA, used to bringing out your families for an afternoon out. So now the locals are now turning up. Because when you come to the game, it's actually a lot of entertainment built around it. You have music, you have games, you have a lot of fan interaction. So it's it's a good family entertainment. So a lot of people now getting into it.
Cool. Awesome. Well, it sounds like a fun day out. And how much do you have to pay to go to watch the games?
On average, across the board, it's about $5 US.
Okay,
but
right.
Malaysia, you pay about 25 ringgit.
Okay, cool. That's not bad.
Yeah,
Okay. And you get to go and actually catch the whole thing out there. And
Go and support your team, your Malaysian team.
That's right, because it's not very often we can be proud of, our Malaysian sporting triumphs, because we don't have a great deal of them. So it's nice to see some emphasis being put into that. Well, thank you very much for coming on and
Thank you for
telling us all about the league and stuff. And I guess good luck for Malaysia and team this weekend.
See you guys there.
Yes.
Hopefully.
What do you think our chances are of?
Should be quite good, I think, because the home support is great. So we may have maybe 70%, 80% chance.
Excellent, good stuff. All right, well, you heard that. Go support Malaysia. Do the right thing.
Going against the Tigers. All right, we are going to go for another short break here on The Breakfast Show. Once again, thank you to Kuhan. And still ahead...